So let's jump into our agenda. If anyone really needs to improve getting things done and motivate employees to key in their timesheets and make sure that they're getting things done, that's exactly what we'd like to talk about today with Time and Billing Exact. Today we're going to talk about how to make your time and expense tracking process an efficient time saver and an employee motivator. All of this can be done using Time and Billing Exact. Our goal is to show you how TBX will help motivate employees, increase billable hours, reduce data entry errors, gain and give you insight into utilization rates. We will also review various reports and business intelligence features that will help target problem areas and drive up business revenue. This webinar will also provide you with helpful answers to any time tracking questions. We definitely would like to take questions online. I'm going to ask that everyone just type in your questions, and Robert and I will try to address them before the webinar ends. If for any reason we're not able to answer your question during the webinar, we will personally call you back and provide you with an answer. So today, again, we're going to talk a little bit about SWK and our proprietary enhancements. I will then provide you with a description of Time and Billing Exact and some of its most powerful features. And I'm saying some because really an hour is not enough. We'll briefly talk about who can benefit from TBX and the most common pain points. And then we'll go through a quick overview of the antiquated time solutions. And I'm talking about Time and Billing Professional, Timekeeper. We'll jump into the presentation. And again, if time permits, we'll take questions. Otherwise, we will be sure to answer your questions afterwards. Okay, so who is SWK? Ready for my quick commercial? No, I'll make it really quick. SWK is a Sage reseller, and we've been around since the late 80s. We are a gold certified Sage development partner, which permits us to use the Sage tool sets to create several Sage enhancements, including Mapadoc integrated EDI. Our solutions have been in production for well over 16 years. We currently have over 1,000 installations of SWK enhancements, and I'm including extended solutions. We have well over 600 Mapadoc EDI implementations nationwide, and a very capable and dedicated technical team supporting our customers and partners nationwide. By listening to you and understanding your unique business opportunities and challenges, SWK's team is able to develop and deliver effective solutions just right for you and your clients. In fact, as you can see on the screen, our company's mission statement is to empower our clients and partners with knowledge, solutions, and tools for success. We take this very seriously. Time and Billing Exact. What exactly is it? It's a web and Windows-based application that allows for fast, accurate, and easy employee time and expense tracking and billing. We all know effective time and expense tracking can make the difference between thriving and struggling. TBX basically eliminates frustratingly slow data entry and repetitive project management tasks with one-time input that integrates across your entire Sage 100. I shouldn't say entire, your specific modules within Sage 100 that I will mention shortly. TBX includes exceptional project management and reporting features, and I'm going to mention a few. The easy time and expense entry via your local computer or through a web client with multi-level time tracking and the ability to upload or attach digital receipts. We offer a highly configurable home screen design which shows only relevant information for users and the tasks that they specifically have to work on. Not to mention the fact that TBX also offers additional flexibility with the workflow module and automation. We offer customizable rates, which allow you to apply validation rules based on any combination of rate, task, client, and user. The billing process types include, but are not limited to, retainer, progress, milestone, etc. We also offer powerful drill-down capabilities which allow you to view and edit source data. Instead of crystal reports, we allow for drag-and-drop report building, which makes your decision-making easier and faster. Report customization. TBX's in-depth database, highly customizable reports, and configurable reporting analytics provide administrators with instant understanding about the time and expense they spend on projects, as well as match their reports to their company's personality with unique colors and fonts. And not to mention, you can set up each report for auto-delivery. Yes, you heard correctly, auto-delivery. And many people make fun of the way I say auto. It's auto or auto, Mexican accent there. Many file types supported for export include Word, Excel, and PDF. Keep that in mind. And it's as easy as right-clicking and exporting. And of course, I don't have it on the screen, but it's something very important to mention. We have nationally available customer care, which keeps you covered at all times. Who doesn't need more time in their day? I'm sure you need more time in your day. And with Time and Billing Exact, you're going to be able to find that time and get that time back. Measuring time properly in your company will give you the critical information you need to run your organization profitably. Making every employee aware of billable hours, accurate time, making them keep time accurately, and key in their projects can give you extra time in the day to dramatically improve your organization's productivity. Upon its official release, Time and Billing Exact can be integrated with Sage 100 version. Initially, it would be 4.3. Right now, we're actually integrating with version 4.5 and above. It will require SQL Express, which is a free download, or SQL Server 2008, Microsoft.NET 4 or above. It will not take up your Sage user licenses. TBX will allow integration with Sage 100 General Ledger, Accounts Receivable. As an option, it will also allow invoicing through sales order. It will also allow for integration with Time and Billing Professional, Timekeeper, and Sage CRM. The integration with Sage CRM initially will be one-directional, but we're already focused on creating a bi-directional functionality. Users will be permitted to run on a parallel instance. SWK will provide a migration and synchronization utility for this parallel instance. The migration utility will bring over AR customers as clients, Time and Billing Professional, and Timekeeper employees, engagements, projects, jobs, work codes, time and expense history, work in process, and employee billing rates. So you're not going to have to struggle with manually entering all of this data. TBX will allow you to streamline time entry relative to tasks, CRM cases, support tickets from the engagement or the client. TBX does more than just track time. It also includes exceptional project management features to help run a business. Using TBX to record and organize billable and non-billable time provides a valuable database to monitor business productivity. The business intelligence capabilities within TBX are beyond anybody's expectations, and we'll show you at the end of the presentation. We also offer an audit trail, which will allow you to track changes to time and expense entries with compliance-friendly automatic date and time stamping. Write up and write down capabilities will be available, and reverse invoice capabilities. So you won't have to worry about the senseless, I should say, double entry. Paperless Office will inherit from your existing ERP system. With the built-in business intelligence, you will be able to analyze your data in multiple dimensions, implement charting reports, etc. You'll also be able to monitor and manage your multiple projects by tracking the vital signs of your business. There's spell check throughout the system as well. After the initial release of TBX, which I'm going to announce the official release date at the end of our presentation, we are also targeting other ERP systems to integrate with. We're actually planning to make TBX ERP agnostic, and I will keep you posted as we integrate with these other ERP systems. I'd like to point out before I go to the next slide Anyone that already owns a time solution from SWK and is current with your maintenance will receive TBX software at no additional charge as part of your maintenance. If you are not current on maintenance, please do not hesitate to contact us. We will provide you with the quote, or we will provide you with pricing for TBX if you'd like to move forward with TBX. So who can benefit from Time and Billing Exact? Any company that bills clients for time-based projects or services and wants to increase information accuracy and reliability can benefit from Time and Billing Exact. TBX software is suitable for accountants, CPAs, consultants, architects, engineers, contractors, programmers. The list goes on and on. I do want to mention Sage resellers can also benefit, and basically any business that bills for services. Some of the pain points. Service companies often manage their business in silos with employees either using Excel or manually entering time and expense. Manually entering, manually writing it, giving it to a supervisor. In this case, it's very hard to manage and find the differences. Companies struggle with diverse billing rates, various billing methods. They have little or no visibility into how employees are spending time. They have no way of tracking any of the employees' time. This makes it very difficult to have operational and financial insight to remain competitive in an increasingly global landscape. In addition, billing clients quickly and effectively becomes problematic, if not impossible. TBX will definitely help motivate employees to keep time and to keep track of their own time like they really mean it. Filling in a timesheet can transform strategic business goals into personal goals for every employee. So with TBX, we make it as simple as possible for an employee to be able to enter time. When an employee keys in their time in TBX, the program allows them to calculate and view their utilization rate so they know how well they're performing. Seeing their success or their problem areas helps them to determine what they need to do to reach and exceed their targets. This knowledge is not only empowering, it's extremely energizing for anyone. Employees will have time to focus on achieving their targets, and in that same sense, they will be able to increase their billable hours. So it's a win-win for everyone. So let's talk a little bit about the antiquated time and billing solutions. What you see on the screen right now, and I'll begin with the top left, is the standard time and billing. The standard time and billing had a mini accounts receivable functionality written into it. You did not require Sage's accounts receivable, and you were able to enter time. It was very limiting. It allowed for a 4-digit engagement code. You definitely didn't have the option to use paperless office, all of the different types of functionality except your cash receipts and keep track of your clients within accounts receivable. It was impossible because you had that mini AR written into it. So a developer decided to create the accounts receivable integration, and that's when we move over to the right top side of the screen, and Time and Billing Professional was written. We made the engagement code 40 digits. The accounts receivable integration allowed for cash receipts. In accounts receivable, you were able to use the paperless office now, but there were still many limitations. The technology is very antiquated. There was no remote entry capabilities, no integration to payroll, no integration to job costs. So now Timekeeper came about, and those are the two screens, the two screenshots at the bottom of your screen. So the one on the lower left is the desktop version of Timekeeper entry, and on the right lower side of your screen is the web entry screen. Very different looking, and it was confusing. It was hard to customize, and although we were offering the integration to the different modules, the limitations when you had to configure the screen or limit employees from certain projects, tasks, or customers was impossible or very costly. These are just some of the reasons we thought at SWK, and our engineers got together and have been working for over a year to develop Time and Billing Exact. Time and Billing Exact has most of the functionality that these antiquated systems had in place, now combined into one product. You're not paying for three separate products, you're getting 3 in 1, so to speak. And I'll explain a little bit about how we're moving forward with the integration to the different modules that the antiquated products had integration with, and also talk about the new features within Time and Billing Exact. So I hope the PowerPoint wasn't too painful. I'm going to jump right into the presentation. And again, feel free to type in your questions. We'll try to answer them throughout the presentation. Otherwise, I'm going to jump right through everything and try to get to the reporting and business intelligence part of the presentation, because I know this is what many people are expecting. What you see on the screen right now is a basic user screen. I mentioned before, TBX is highly configurable. The home screen that this basic user has access to was set up specifically for this user. Management decided exactly what tabs needed to be on my home screen, what type of access I should have in regards to clients, engagements, work codes, tasks, etc. They also provide me with access in the area of read-only, write-only, or full access. So the point I want to make is the security level within TBX can be set down to the line detail level. Keep that in mind. TBX allows for time as well as expenses to be entered, and we keep track of both. So with that said, let's jump into the life of a day-to-day employee who needs to key in their time. They don't want to have to worry about looking for customers or finding an engagement or setting up an engagement. They want to be able to go into the screen, enter their time, end of story, so they can go on to the next time entry or the next customer, the next project. The very first tab will show the My Timesheet, which will list any time that this employee is currently working on. It's unapproved time. It'll show me a list view, but I can always click into any area and view the detail, as you can see here. As you see the different screens, keep in mind that they are customized and configured specifically for this particular user. There is other information that you would like to add. It's as easy, and I'll show you when we go into the administrative screen, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So I looked at the detail. Now I want to go ahead and maybe create a new entry, and I can either click on the new button or use the click here to add new row. If I click on the new button, I will get a time detail screen, and notice how simple it is for me to enter my time. I simply pick the project task, and my manager has set the engagement, client, and work code to default into this particular task, so I don't have to worry about keying anything in. At this point, I can just go ahead and enter the time spent. I could also enter a description if I needed to. By the way, we allow for the employee to enter descriptions that can be shared with the client or descriptions that will be for internal purposes only. This is a screen where your employee will be able to enter, again, either time or expenses. Once I've entered my description and all the detail that I needed to, all I have to do is say save and close, or save and new, depending if I wanted to enter a new one. The next tab available to me is a list by engagements. So now by engagements, I'm able to see the different activity that's been going on. So for example, the very first engagement that I have on the screen will show me my budgeted hours, actual time, and if there's any backlog. Again, this screen was specifically created for me, so this is the only information my manager wants me to see. If I was given permission, I can also move the different grids from one place to the other throughout the screen. I can also double click on any of my engagements and view detail regarding any specific engagement. Another method of time entry that is also available for a basic user, and remember, as a manager, you decide what type of entry screen you'd like to provide them with, is My Tasks. So now my manager has actually set up different tasks for me, letting me know which of these tasks has priority, so I know which to start with. I have a grid entry timesheet view where I don't have to click into any task. Actually, what I can do is I can go to the different dates, and if I'm going to start with all of these tasks today, all I have to do is start typing in my time. It's as simple as that. So I'm at every different client, and this is how much time I've spent with each client. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to key anything in. My manager did everything for me. If I need to drill down and see additional information, that's also a possibility. I can just double click and I'm able to see the detail. Notice how in some areas you'll see protected content. This is where management decided I shouldn't have access at all. Again, all of the screens completely configurable, highly customizable. You can change them and give them access to the items you want to give them access to. And notice how I made changes throughout this screen because I was given permission, and that's how easy it is to make the different changes. One of the requests that we had from many of our users was to be able to export right from the screen into Excel. So we're actually printing out the different tasks that we have and putting them on an Excel sheet without having to take time to create any specific report. If I go to my time history, I'm able to view any time that was already approved, and I can also drill down into the any specific time that was already approved and view the detail. The other method of entry that you can offer your employees, remember you pick and choose, is the scheduled view. And this is something that Robert loves to use, and he uses it on a day-to-day. He says that it makes it easy for him to keep track of what project he has to start with next. You're able to build in different types of increments. So when you key in the different tasks or appointments on your schedule, you're able to keep track of time based on increments. Robert, did you want to go ahead and start a task here?
Here I am. I was muted there for a while. Adrian had just unmuted me. Yeah, so essentially we have the ability to key time directly into a schedule, which is a favorite feature of mine and a favorite feature of other clients as well. We can simply get in and start generating. So we can put in here, drag out an appointment, put in demo TBX, and then we can double click into this record and create a time entry record directly from the calendar. And what's nice is you might have appointments spread out during the day that have different amounts of time for the same task. And Patty, I'm unable to double click on your screen. Can you double click on that record for me? There we go. And then all I need to do at the end is just flag up what task I'm working on. It's going to automatically key in all that detail for me, and I hit the create time entries, and that creates a time entry for me. If there's a time entry that already exists for the same task, it just adds the total amount of time to that task. It makes time tracking when you're moving from project to project really super simple and easy to do.
The option that you also have is to make it a reoccurring event. So if you know you're going to be at a client all week, you're able to set that particular appointment up for all week, and you don't have to type in every day what you plan to do at each client. That also updates into your My Timesheet. You'll also be able to see it under My Tasks, so you don't have to rekey anything in. Your manager will also have access to this type of information, so they'll be able to see what you're planning to do the full week if you key in all of these appointments prior to the dates that they're actually going to happen. And you can see on the right side of the screen there's a calendar. So the areas that you highlight will show up on the actual screen for you. If you highlight only a week, you'll see a week view. You can also have a month view, a day view. It's up to you. It just makes it a lot easier for a manager to view exactly what is happening, not only on a day-to-day, but also weekly and monthly.
Patty, can you double-click on that record for me? I just want to show the recurring function. There we go. The double-click doesn't seem to pass through the GoToMeeting. Notice we do have spell check throughout the system, renowned for my spelling. So I'm just going to notice how it gives you suggestions and whatnot. And that's how spell check works. And I do believe we got a recurring pattern in here. Recurrence pattern.
What you see Robert doing right now, a typical employee wouldn't have access to that, but notice how easy, as an administrator, you would be able to add fields to a particular screen. It's as simple as right-click and customize layout. You can add the different fields depending on the information you would like to see specifically from each employee.
Right. So in this particular recurrence pattern, we're going to say I'm going to do that daily for every weekday, not every day, but every business day. And that's going to recur from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. for a duration of an hour. And that's going to end after 10 occurrences. So there's several different combinations of recurrences that you could put into the calendar. And now, once we save this and have a look at our time for the rest next week, we can see that that recurring pattern is transferred over for exactly 10 occurrences. That makes time entry really super simple when you have recurring meetings of sorts.
And not only that, but it gives management the visibility with regards to where exactly or what exactly the employees are planning to do or are currently performing. So I'm going to go to the, thank you, Robert. I'm going to jump into my time summary. Now remember, the tabs that I've showed you so far are not something that you must have or that you have to offer your employees. You decide exactly which tab to give your employees access to. So if you want them to only enter time using the My Schedule, then that's the tab they'll have access to, and they will not have to see any of the rest. Keep that in mind. The My Time Summary, we're really going to focus on this at the very end of the presentation because this is where the reporting actually becomes fun. We do not use Crystal for reporting purposes. We use pivot tables, and this is how easy it is. Let me show you. This is my favorite here. So if I want to see information based on clients, all I have to do is drag and drop. If I want to see monthly,
Patty, drag that out to the columns area. You got that in the data area.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So if we want to see what I've worked on, how much time for any given year, we can split that out. Makes sense if we look at it like that. So I can see, okay, well, I've been working for this company since 2014, and this is the total amount of time that I've spent on each of these customers. If I want to drill down,
and not only that, I'm sorry, go ahead, Robert.
If I want to get a little more detailed, I can drag engagement down into the viewable area, and as you can see, all of that information pivots out beautifully to give you a summary of what's going on relative to your time very quickly and easily. And we have pivot tables like this throughout the system, and you'll see them in various different places. Go ahead, Patty.
So I was dying to steal your thunder, and I wanted to point out the fact that you can export to the different formats shown here. That's how easy it is. So I wanted to spend as little time as possible going through the basic user scenario, but the reason we like to show this first is to make sure that everyone knows just how easy and simple it will be for an employee to be able to enter time and obtain reports so that they could keep track of what's going on with their time and also be held responsible for making more time and completing the tasks that are given to them. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump into the administration screen. Before I do that, just keep a picture in your mind of this screen. Notice how this menu here is empty, and notice that we only have 6 tabs in our menu, okay? So now I'm going to log in as an administrator, which allows me to show you how simple it is to log into your screen. Now remember, I mentioned during the PowerPoint that Time and Billing Exact is not just available for your desktop, but it's also available as a web client. The screen, the entry screen, will remain identical whether you enter on your desktop or if you decide to enter items using the web client. Now that I'm logged in as an administrator, notice how my navigation menu completely changed. It has many more folders available to me because now I have access to everything that TBX has to offer. I'm not going to show how to set TBX up. I do want to let the resellers on the call know that Robert and I will be hosting a technical overview for Sage channel partners, which will be dedicated exclusively on setting up TBX. We will touch upon, though, the different areas and just some specifics so that users can get an idea of the flexibility and the powerful security options that TBX offers. I mentioned that you're able to set criteria down to the very line detail level per user. We begin with setting up security roles, and you could see we could copy from one security role to the other. You don't have to create it from scratch every time. Notice how we can say, for example, a basic user does not have permission to approve or bill, but my administrator does. And in this sense, you can create the different types of user roles, management, etc. If you click on any of them, you'll see that we jump right into the permissions of this basic user, and it offers, again, down to the line detail level. I don't want to make this overwhelming, so I'm going to jump into the next part. And then we have the different tabs available depending on the type of access we'd like to give each security role. With the security user that we have already set up here, we're going to be working with Nancy. Nancy is set up as an administrator, and she's active, and this is where we basically continue to give her additional rights. So we're giving her administrative rights, and we're saying, no, we don't want her to edit the model at all. I mentioned that we offer the ability to use an unlimited amount of billing rates, engagement types that can be set up. Instead of showing you here where they would be set up, I'm going to go to Nancy's home screen. Nancy has access to employees, clients, engagements, and work codes. Remember, my basic user only had access to the home screen. If I click on the home screen, it'll show you exactly the tabs that Nancy has access to. The basic user had 6 tabs. Notice that Nancy has 8 tabs available to her. Before we start a day-to-day with Nancy, let's just look at the number of employees that she is in charge of or that she would have access to. She's going to be working, or she's working right now with Drew. It's as simple as double-clicking on Drew's name, and now Nancy is able to see everything that has to do with Drew. All of his time entries, time detail. Nancy is able to create tasks for Drew, assign cases, and again, she's able to use the different types of time entries. And with Drew, remember I mentioned the multiple billing rates or the multiple employee rates that we offer. Notice how Drew has different rates based on the different functions that he has in the company. Audit services, general accounting services, etc., etc. And Nancy is also able to create the different reports based on each each employee. So she has time analysis available to view with each employee. The engagement, Nancy is able to actually create engagements, print engagement lists if needed, keep track of the different engagements. Because she's an administrator, if she clicks on any screen, she can customize the layout of a specific screen. So if there's any information here that is not relevant to your company, you can configure it at your convenience. And that's something that the system allows throughout TBX. The work codes, again, they can either be time-related or expense-related. If you're entering time, the information will flow into Sage Accounts Receivable Invoice Data Entry. If you're entering expenses, the information will flow through Accounts Payable Invoice Data Entry. If we look at the work codes, just so you can see the level of detail that we have available here, notice how we have the rate method. You can have a billing amount rate, posting method, and this is just information that we thought was important, but again, you have the customized layout, and notice how with the customized layout, there are many other fields that you can include in your screen or that you can take away. Okay, so I wanted to just go briefly through this explanation and jump into Nancy's home screen. What I'd like to do is, you've already seen how easy it is to enter time. Rather than go through those fields again, what I'd like to do is jump straight into approvals. This is all the time from all of the employees that Nancy has access to or is in charge of. Notice how all I had to do to filter by employee was click on this field, and it filtered by employee for me. At this point, Nancy can double-click and view detail regarding any of these particular entries. She can also edit any of these entries or approve one by one. She can also approve all. And I'm going to approve all of Drew's. Notice how simple it was for me to go ahead and approve all of the entries. Once I've approved them, I can move to billing.
All right, Patty. Yeah.
Did I click on the wrong area, Robert? I think I did, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you moved it right into billing entry. So that time is now sitting in pre-invoicing. So if you go to billing entry, that's all right.
Believe it or not, everybody, I did it on purpose. We have validation rules that we could set that will make me follow the process as it should be. Good pointer, the validation rules. We also have the system automation module that will help me with my processes as well. Robert, so from here, where did you want to go?
Let's go to billing entry. All right, so what's happened with that time is Patty had hit the billing button on the time right after she approved it. That essentially put it into a invoice queue. So they're not officially invoices yet within your Sage 100 system, but more or less it's a last point of no return where once you've modified the data in here and send it into Sage, it becomes an invoice. We understand mistakes happen, and we did give the ability to reverse an invoice out of Sage 100. So essentially what happens is when we hit this button, it's going to send that invoice to Sage once we've finalized it and made all of the pertinent changes that are necessary. And then the reverse this bill shows up when the record is posted, and it would actually automatically create a credit memo for you.
So Robert mentioned that this would be the point of no return, but in this case, he can still go in and do write up and write down if needed to any of the different entries.
I'm unable to double click on your screen. If you could double click on that first one, that's awesome. All right, so as Patty had mentioned, we are able to do write-ups, write-downs, so we could modify the rate in here. We're going to write that down to, and notice that we have the write up, write down extension over here on the side. We can write things up. And we'll do another down. So as you can see, we're taking and tracking the deltas from what was originally keyed in as opposed to what's in there. Virtually any place where you have a grid in the system, you're able to get this summation bar down here where you can sum the fields, as you can see there. And you're able to see the sums. And then once we save this, we're ready to go. So let's
At this point, we're actually pushing everything into Sage Accounts Receivable.
All right, so we have successfully pushed this into Sage 100, and if we went into Sage 100 right now, we would see an invoice in Sage with this invoice number here. It's taking the incremental invoice number from Sage, and it's ready for posting. So this is in a state of being an invoice data entry, and you guys are already familiar with the processes of posting and updating invoices within that system. Patty, did you want to go into Sage and just show them the invoice?
Yes.
But we won't go through the posting process.
No, not the posting. It'll take too much time. But I do want to show exactly where the invoice will reside. And the reason we don't like to do the posting right now, it takes forever, and we want to be able to show you the business intelligence, which will take, we only have 15 minutes left. So once the time and billing, once he completes the process that you just saw now, you'll be able to see the invoice within invoice data entry. And you'll see that the information came from Time and Billing Exact. So at this point, it's your standard Sage process, and you could continue and just go ahead and complete your invoicing. The same would apply for your expenses. It would go straight into accounts payable invoice data entry, and we had previously done an expense also for, oh, Nancy Cook, here it is. So you would also receive the information directly from Time and Billing Exact. You wouldn't have to rekey it in. By the way, I did mention, and I want to repeat it, that you're able to attach receipts to a time or expense entry while within TBX. So let's just pretend that we finished posting, we're done with that. Where can we see history in Time and Billing Exact, Robert?
The historical bills, we're going to find, that's the WIP analysis report. We want to go see billing history. So essentially, this is a comprehensive list of all of the invoices that we've sent into the Sage 100 system. If we find that there's a mistake on any one of them, we can reverse it. That's going to create a credit memo in your Sage system, and then it brings all of that time detail and expenses back into your work in process.
Okay, so perfect. We are finished. Nancy is finished posting. She's got her invoices out the door, and now she can sit back and start analyzing what's been going on. Now, when she goes to her home screen and her My Time Summary tab, she will be able to see all information relative to her on her own. But if she goes to the employee in the main navigation folder, she can actually look into any employee's information. Robert, do you want to check the reports on Nancy, or should we look at Drew?
Now let's have a look at Drew.
Well, Nancy's going to go check up on Drew and his time analysis. Go ahead, Robert.
And so what we're able to do is we'd be able to pull out and drag and drop columns so that we would be able to report on several different dynamics of Drew. So right now we're splitting out by work code. and the total amount of time by work code. Now, there's some other fields in here that we purposely removed so that we could show you that there is a whole plethora of other fields that are available to you, one being the customer name. So one of the things that you're probably going to be commonly looking for is how much time has Drew spent on a given customer. We're able to filter down on specific date ranges, or just quickly pull in year information in there. We can also figure out exactly how much we have in work in process for Drew. We've actually cleared Drew's work in process out at this point. We only see items that are in a pre-build state, which is all of those transactions that we've moved into billing entries. That's just prior to it being completely billed. And then we have the historical information that's coming from the legacy system, which in this particular case is Time and Billing Professional.
So what you see Robert doing right now just demonstrates the level of flexibility that you will have with regards to reporting. Notice how simple it is for you to choose the fields that you particularly want to create the report with. And right-clicking, exporting to Excel, this is not an exception. You're able to do just that. You can manipulate the data once you push it into Excel if you wish to, and the data will flow into Excel the same as you see it on the screen right now.
And right now I just dragged in our write-up, write-down method so we can actually see the total amount of write-ups or write-downs that Drew has had for any given client. There's an endless possibilities of different reports that you're able to get very quickly and easily with these pivot tables. So we have these pivot tables at various places. You're seeing one at the employee level. You see one at the home screen level, which summarizes just the user's time. We have pivot tables at the client level, work code level. You're able to do analysis on a whole array of different places. Now, we also have the ability to allow you to generate custom pivot tables. So if you wanted to take and analyze all data for the third quarter of 2014 and compare it to fourth quarter of 2014, you're able to generate those pivot tables over a custom criteria. So this is a very powerful feature of TBX because you're able to get tremendous amount of insight into your data just by being able to redimension your data with that drag and drop capability that we've demonstrated for you today. We do have a report writer. So this reports that are defined within here are designed to get out onto a piece of paper. This is pretty much on par with what Crystal Reports does, but what's really nice is you can attach these reports directly to the user screen. So if I have a report that I want to show for employees, for example, there's a report that's specifically to employees, I can highlight or select multiple records and use this show and report, and I want to write spin up an expense report with this. It's attached directly to the record. So if you're familiar with Crystal Reports, you know that you have to finagle with parameters and keying those parameters in before you're actually able to get to the data that you need. We make it super simple by just allowing you to select what you need, and then that report is directly accessible via the show and reports. So that's a very nice way to work with reports in the system.
So thank you, Robert. Once again, I just want to repeat that TBX is highly configurable, nothing to be afraid of. It's something that Robert and I typically, when we speak to clients, we tell them the question with TBX is not, does it do this for me? It's how do I get it to do it? And we're here to help you learn how to get it done. The process is very simple. We basically start with a discovery call. We take, I think, about 5 hours sometimes, 2 to 5 hours to analyze the existing time and expense entry process that you're following, so that when it's time to set TBX up for you, we know exactly the billing rates, the way that your employees should see time or enter time or expenses. So we make it as easy as possible for you. It's quickly effective. If you do run into questions, I mentioned before, we have a national help desk. So especially for those of you that have an existing time solution, let us know. We'd be happy to help. Don't forget there's migration utilities, and that we also allow you to run in parallel. I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the PowerPoint because I promised you that we were going to announce the official release date for TBX. And can I have a drum roll? Nobody has a drum roll. January 31st, TBX is officially released. It will integrate with Sage 100 version 4, 5, and above. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions regarding this enhancement. And what you see on the screen right now is a list of other enhancements that SWK has to offer. You can see that we have the apparel matrix, bill of lading, mass transit, multi-bin, and TBX. Yeah, we have questions. I just wanted one more thing before I leave the PowerPoint. Website.
The PowerPoint, we have a poll up right now, Patty. Just because we're running a little over, I just wanted to insert a poll real quick while we were announcing the.
Oh, sure.
I just want to let you know PowerPoint has been taken over by this poll briefly while we ask the audience to answer the poll, and then I'm going to flash your PowerPoint back up there. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure we got this poll in before, because we're running just a little bit over.
Sure. No problem. So I just wanted to tell everyone about the Time and Billing Exact website. All you have to do, www.time, spell out the word and, timeandbillingexact.com. You will be able to find information regarding TBX, the PDF, requirement guide, also an area where you can request a one-on-one presentation. I'd definitely be happy to help. Another thing that I'd like to announce for channel partners, we have a Partner Connect website coming soon. I will keep everybody informed, but it's coming very soon, and we're going to be providing you with information regarding all of our enhancements so that you have it at your fingertips and you don't have to search around all over the place. So make sure to ask me about the Partner Connect website. I also, while this poll is going on, want to mention to those of you that, you resellers who resell Mapadoc for EDI, we have our Mapadoc Connections Conference in Los Angeles scheduled for October 7th through 9th. So reserve that date for us, set that date aside. And Adrian, did you want to go through the polls?
Yes, we did. We already went through the polls, and I have your screen back up. So everybody, these are the two websites that Patty was just referring to. We do have a number of questions, and we could run through them real quick. Thank you, everybody, for staying on the line with us. We really do appreciate your time. Patty and Robert, excellent presentation. This is exciting stuff. This is like great for Sage 100 ERP, and then to learn that you might be releasing this for the other ERPs in addition, other mid-market ERPs in addition. Keep us posted. It looks like we have a question from Anna. Anna, thank you so much for your question. If more time is posted to an engagement after the engagement is invoiced, is there a way to clear it from the unbilled reporting?
Robert?
I'm thinking about the question. Can you repeat the question for me?
Sure. If more time is posted to an engagement after the engagement is invoiced, is there a way to clear it from the unbilled reporting? And she has unbilled in parentheses.
Yes, so essentially when you go through the billing process, you could bill in stages. You don't have to have the whole engagement billed out in front. We actually have a few other advanced methods of billing. What we showed you was standard billing. You have a bunch of time, you bill it. You're able to select what is going to be in that bill as opposed to what you're going to keep within WIP. And you bill out accordingly. We also have progress billing, retainer billing, and fixed fee billing as an option as well. I hope I answered your question correctly.
And we have another question from Anna. Thank you so much. We post time to a proposal number. Is there an easy way to transfer it from proposal to an engagement number once the proposal becomes a job?
Yes, we actually have methods of being able to synchronize the source for the jobs. I mean, it could be a CRM system opportunity that gets moved from a different state to state. We have a method of having sales orders come in as engagements once it's gone from like a quote to an order state or some other predefined. We are able to do those custom imports so that you don't have to manually create those engagements, and it can come from a data source of some sort, as long as you have your referential integrity matched against your client in your ERP system.
And I just wanted to point out to everybody, I have the results of the poll. Are you interested in learning more? It looks like 86% of the audience is interested in learning more. And then Bill, thank you so much for your question. Can engagement codes transfer to Sage 100 AR into a UDF, for example, for visibility within Sage 100?
The best way to map the visibility of your engagement codes or work codes is to assign item numbers relative to your work codes. This way, when the work codes pipe over, you can gain that, keep that referential integrity across both systems via the item code. Now, in the event that you want to use a user-defined fields, the answer is yes. We actually have a method of customizing the import so that you're able to populate those user-defined fields as necessary so that those engagement codes are going to map out correctly.
And Patty, do you have any training dates yet for the resellers?
I don't have an exact date yet, but Robert and I are currently working on the agenda for the technical training for resellers, and I will be announcing it next month. It's probably not going to happen this quarter. It's probably going to be sometime in April.
And we have one final question here. Does time and billing work with Sage 50?
We are planning to migrate and allow that integration to Sage 50. We don't have it as of yet, but somewhere down the line we do intend to point this to any ERP system that has a strong market for a time and expense solution.
And with that said, thank you, Robert, once again, and Patty, for all of the information. We are a little bit over, and I just want to thank the audience one more time for staying with us. We really appreciate you spending over an hour with us. We know your time is in high demand. So, Patty and Robert, would you like to close? Would you like to offer any closing remarks?
I'm very excited about releasing TBX and look forward to working with anybody that's interested.
And I just wanted to thank everyone. As the title of this presentation stated, it's about time. We have a time and billing solution that will actually help us bill faster, become more efficient, and help us motivate our employees. I hope this presentation was helpful. We will definitely follow up with everyone via email, but if anyone has additional questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Our contact information is on the screen. Thank you, everyone, and have a great afternoon.
And one more closing note, I will be following up with an email with the recording, and that will come from Adrienne at erpvar.com. And just once again, thanks everybody for joining us, and have a great day. Take care.
Thank you very much, everybody.